Hello, I'm back already. Thank you so much for all the nice comments on my last video. They were really nice to read. Yeah, it's fun doing these chatty videos, and I just thought, you know what, I don't really have anything to say, but that's what I always, the corner I push myself into when I do these videos is like, oh, I've got to go on there and have a purpose and like, you know, something I need to talk about or do or whatever. But it's like, no, I don't. This is my channel and my rules. I can do whatever I want. And today, I'm just, you know what, we'll see what today is about. It's gonna be another beauty one. I've already done my makeup, as you can see, but I'm gonna take it all off and fiddle around with some other products that I want to try. This is Revlon Color Stay that I am wearing, foundation-wise. I just did a little Instagram reel TikTok thing on it, trying it for the first time in like 10 years, probably 10 years plus. And it's kind of been the only foundation that I've used recently that I, used back in the day that really surprised me. Maybelline Fit Me was really nice. I really enjoyed that. And I've just gone and gotten another shade that's hopefully a little bit closer to my actual like fake tan shade. This shade is also a little bit too light, but I've darkened it so it looks fine. And as I said in the video, I'd rather it be too light than too dark, because too dark is hard to go back from, but too light you can darken. But yeah, really nice. Instead of using my Hourglass concealer, I used this Fenty eye brightener, I think it's called, in rose quartz underneath my eyes just to brighten a bit, and it just hasn't creased. Like I've got one crease there and one crease there, but that's good for me. Like normally I have multiple. Holy crap, like if I pull my skin down, look at that. I haven't been wearing this foundation for that long, at least a few hours, but that's enough time for me. That's insane. I wonder if that's the Color Stay or if that's the concealer, or the fact that I'm not really wearing concealer. So this is the Color Stay. I found this in Beauty Guru. I saw a TikTok the other day. Someone was eating arancini balls in Italy, and she was putting the arancini balls up to the camera like this. I'm like, the only reason you have to put your hand behind something is when it doesn't focus. Like, we know what an arancini ball looks like. One of the top comments was like, not the treating an arancini ball like a makeup product. I got this in shade 200 Nude. So drugstore, I know drugstore is a really American term, but it's kind of the widely used and accepted term when you're referring to a foundation that's sold in like a supermarket. I bought these 4 and then the Color Stay. Fit Me, that's just getting a darker shade. True Match, used this recently, didn't really like it that much, but the shade was way too dark, even though it was my old shade. I want to get a better shade. This is a lighter, so I was 4W, this is 3W, so I'm hoping it's going to be like a good match. Oh, I kind of want to try this today, actually. Oh, but I also want to try this. And then I've also got this one, Revlon. They're all like 40% off, and it still came to, I also bought 2 fake tans that were also on sale. It came to like $170. Reese was like, oh my God, that's so expensive. And I'm like, yeah, that's like half price too. And that's like supermarket stuff. But then you think about how much it would have been if it was, like I went to look at an Hourglass foundation last night and it was like $80 and I thought, no, maybe not. Especially because I don't know if I like it. And if I don't like it, what do? I just don't use it again? Or can you do returns with Mecca? But can you return something if you just say, I don't like it? Anyway, Illuminance Skin Caring Foundation, Medium Coverage by Revlon 117 Light Beige. No offense, but how is it still afloat? It must just be purchased by older women, like myself. And I also bought this, Maybelline Instant Age Rewind, because I remember loving this back in the day. And I said to Reese, this looks thinner than it used to be. Like, weren't these wider? Or am I thinking of the foundation? I'm probably thinking of the foundation. Should we just have some fun and try these products out? Look, I was gonna try these out for the first time on TikTok and Instagram, but I might keep this one because I think it's gonna be too light regardless. I'll keep that one for like a couple of days time. I probably won't use this one either. This foundation looks so good. I can't believe it. No, you know what? I can tell if it's the foundation that's not creasing, because like these lines around, I'll zoom in again. These lines, excuse my lip liner, it's wearing off. These lines around my mouth here, like yes, you can see them, like the foundation's moved. Oh, that's wild. But when I like this, it actually hasn't separated. It's just, it looks like it has because that's the way that my face moves and my face creates a line. But look. That hasn't separated. That's amazing. Let's get ready to rumble and take all of this off. I wasn't even planning on trialing foundations today. I just started talking to you about them and then got excited. Oh, this hurts my soul. This hurts my soul. Wow, that Revlon Color Stay is hard to get off. I do have some fake tan on under this, so I will have a little bit of color left over. I posted a TikTok yesterday about that video that I uploaded on YouTube a couple of days ago. I was editing it and I thought, you know what, I think I looked better at the beginning of the video, like before I had makeup on. And I was trying to figure out what it was, and I think it just comes down to like the makeup. Sometimes I think a lot of people look better with like no makeup. People with features like Kim Kardashian, like Persian or Middle Eastern or something, they have these beautiful dark features, and like even if they have discoloration around their eyes, it makes them, it looks so beautiful. And then they cover it up and they have this like perfect flawless base, which also looks nice. And I'm like, oh my God, I actually think you're one of those few like gifted individuals that look better without makeup on. And I'm not saying I am in that camp, but I think I looked younger when I didn't have all that makeup on. That's not to say that I'm not gonna wear makeup anymore, because I love wearing makeup, but I want to find like a no makeup look that I can wear every day, that's easy, that's more than nothing but not as much as full glam. I said in the video actually that I don't want to wear foundation. It's like my number one criteria, I guess, was that I didn't want to have to wear foundation, because that's one of the things that I think takes away from that kind of no makeup look. And so I think what I need to do is get back to using, okay, I'm gonna take my brows off, even though that kills me because it's so hard to remove foundation around brows. Get better at continuing my face tan, because as we know, like when you have a fake tan, your hands and your face, they wash off the quickest because you're constantly washing them. I've usually just let that process happen and I haven't like touched it up, because by that time I'm usually ready to take off the tan anyway. But at least with a face tan, for the first few days, I might try and keep it up, because that gives me the look that I want, which is matching my face to my neck. Like, as you can see, my face is lighter, even though that's still got fake tan on it. So you can imagine how light my face is when it doesn't have any fake tan. So by keeping up with the fake tan, you know, I'm keeping my face and my body the same color. I feel like fake tan does irritate my perioral dermatitis. I don't know, I tried not to apply it there, but I guess it just still gets there, because you can see it. It's not as bad as it used to be, but it definitely hasn't gone away even after I took that doxycycline antibiotic. I tried a new fake tan today. It's the Bali Body Ultra Dark. I tried it on my neck and then on my belly, 2 different tans, the mousse one and then the aero one. It's nice. Pretty similar to the Bondi Sands one, and I think the Bondi Sands one's a lot cheaper, but I haven't used it for long enough to really be able to tell, like, see how it fades and stuff. But Bondi Sands fades really well for me. Like, to the point where I'm like, I don't even have to take this off if I didn't want to. I can just let it fade and then just, you know, apply fake tan to my hands like I said before. You know what I like? That's one of the things I wanted to try with this video, but I won't do it today, or maybe I will, I don't know, is how my eye makeup looks when I have filmed a video and then I want to go, you know, maybe I feel like a really dramatic eye look and then I need to go grocery shopping or something, and I don't like wearing that kind of makeup in public because I just don't like attention. I take off all of that, but then leave, you know, my mascara and the, I guess, whatever's just left in my lashes that I can't get out. I really like that look, and I think that's kind of maybe what I'm trying to achieve with my no makeup look, is that kind of like worn mascara, that kind of smudgy. I mean, I do try to use an eyeliner pencil or something, but I don't know, I need to play around with it. This look still has eyeliner. I use 2 different pencil eyeliners and I can tell that they're still in there. It's almost like I need to apply all those products to my eyes first, make a mess, and then clean it up afterwards, if that makes sense. So I can be as messy as I want without it like stuffing up my base. Okay, I'm gonna take some micellar water, and it's really risky trying to get like tight liner eyeliner off when you've got mascara on, because the little fuzzes from the cotton bud get stuck in my lashes, and then I get red eyes because I have to try and pick the little fluffs out of my lashes, which has just happened, I think. I just like that look. Why do I like that? I can really notice the redness around my mouth. You can probably notice it too. So sick of that stupid perioral dermatitis. I'm at the point now where I'm just like accepting that this is my fate. It's so tiring trying to fight something. It's so tiring trying to be like, how do I get rid of this? All right, fine, you won. I'll live with it. If there's one thing I learned from that L'Oreal True Match review that I did, is that the OG version, this one, not the serum one, that's actually quite nice. It needs a moisturizer underneath it. I'm like, shush. Ooh, okay. I've got some spots coming up. Little red spot, little red spot. That was already there. That's, I think, a scar. So I've got 2 little red spots. So hopefully that foundation's not reacting with my skin. Let's hope. But I'm gonna try the Maybelline concealer today. I did want to try it in a reel or something, but at the end of the day, like, as I said in that last video, I make more money from YouTube. It's crazy that I prioritize TikTok. It's just about discoverability on TikTok, so I can't really blame myself. If you want lots of makeup-y videos, I'm going to start uploading them to the Loungeface Instagram and TikTok account, because I don't really want to upload them all to my main account, but I've filmed them all. And so if you like that kind of content, make sure you follow the Loungeface accounts. This is a shade 00. I'm going to use this differently depending on which side of my face I'm applying it to. So let's try this side. I'll use it underneath and I'll see just how it looks on its own. Not that it's multi-use concealer. Actually, what does it even say that it does? Instant coverage to conceal, contour, or correct. Okay. Up to 12 hours moisturizing. It does say instant age rewind. Cute. So yeah, on this side I'll do it underneath, and on the other side I'll do it on top of the L'Oreal True Match. Okay. Way too much. Do I use a brush or my finger? Let me use my finger. I actually want to... regret. Definitely brush. Ooh! That just blends away to nothing. Stunning. Okay. I need a smaller brush for in here. I'm gonna just go straight onto... Done. Something I noticed as well, I think I was like, oh, you know, I was noticing my dark circles, and then I covered them up and I saw this TikTok. It was so good. I've got to find it. I think I did save it. I'll post it in the description so you can watch it for yourself, because it was really interesting. It's talking about, it's a makeup artist, I'm sure you've seen her before, talking about how, granted she used a concealer in a way that I don't, but basically applying it straight to the face and then all around the eye, and how that just makes your eyes look like little beady dots, as opposed to applying it here, which I've started doing now, and then using the brush to pick it up from there and then applying it to your face, and how much more flattering that is, especially she's like in her 40s, I think. So I was like, okay, cool, that's interesting. I've got to try, because I'm trying to like switch up my makeup routine as I'm getting older. Love that concealer, holy crap. Because, and I'm sure I could build it up, I can still see the darkness, because that's what I'm getting to. I still want the darkness. Can't believe it. I think I actually like that look. As she said, it like creates depth or something. It's like a natural eyeshadow. And then I saw another TikTok, which is probably just the algorithm feeding me what it knows that I want, but of a young girl, like she was young, so she's gonna look good regardless. I don't know what the caption was, but it was something about how like under eye concealer is not it. And she was taking it off and she had, you know, like we all do, like discoloration. That looks good. I don't care what anyone says. All the invisible haters that are arguing. I'm looking at myself in the mirror. Which side do I prefer? Do I still prefer that side? No. Or is it the darkness in there that I like? Okay, I'm just gonna go against what I said earlier, and I'm gonna apply, so I'm just using this brush and going straight in there like that. And also I think it's worth trying to avoid, maybe that's what it is. Maybe I need to leave the immediate creases untouched. So I still get a little bit of darkness, but it's not as dark as it otherwise would have been. Okay, so that is with, might just do a light, just blending it out. I have nothing else, like nothing extra on my brush. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe I need to keep some of that darkness. I might grab a little bit more and then highlight the trough, tear troughs. Okay, a bit too much on the brush then. I'm gonna take all of that off. I can hear Mia snoring behind me. I don't know if you can tell because the camera's probably a little bit overexposed. Let me see if I can turn it down actually. I think it is a little bit overexposed intentionally. Okay, I actually think I prefer this side. So I haven't got anything on this side. Let me add a little bit, just a little bit. Just on the immediate, like not even all the way in. Or is that, no, that looks weird. That looks weird. I need to do it all the way in. What do you guys think? Okay, True Match, yes. So Golden Beige 3W, I will have I think it actually went viral, this video. It did go viral. So if you want to go onto my TikTok, you can find it where I talk about when I tried this for the first time, since like I used to use it all the time. And people were like, oh my God, I still use it, like almost as if they were embarrassed. I'm like, no, you gotta use what is good. Like I'm almost having this realization as I get older, like all of the products that I used to think were so daggy when I was younger, all the affordable stuff is actually really good because those brands have the budget to do R&D and their goal is to make those products work on a large, the biggest group of people as possible. A large group of people, the largest group of people, I don't know, whatever. So they need to make sure it works really well, has really great ingredients, all that kind of stuff. Same thing with like Pantene. If you're going to use any brand, like I feel safest using one of those brands because so much is on the line for them because they're such a huge brand. They've got so much money going into R&D. Even the actual like sponsorships, like the actual sponsorship process, it took so long because there's so many legal things that have to be checked. It's legit, like it's the real deal. Like they have that team of people to make sure everything is as it should be. So I think that's why I'm excited to try all these, you know, affordable products again. I'm really hoping this is going to be a better match because the other one was orange. I actually couldn't save it. So, all in one. Whoa, sheesh. I forget how liquidy it is. Off the bat, 10,000 times better color. This one feels more hydrating. Oh my God, I'm really excited. Oh, wow. I wish this was one that I tried initially, the shade. It's amazing how much of an impact the shade has on whether or not you like something. It's definitely, it's more of a dewy, which is, okay, what's going on? Because when I applied this the first time, I was like, this is so matte. Like that's why I had to apply moisturizer first because I was like, it was like the first time I used it, it dried down really quickly and it was hard to kind of work with, but this is better. Wow. So W3 folks, for reference, I am a 220 in Mecca Max. This is like a really similar shade. Mecca Max Second Skin Foundation, which was my current like go-to foundation. Let me get closer. This is a completely different experience to that other video where it was so dry. Like I still have, maybe it's because I've got that moisturizer on underneath, but that was a light moisturizer. So let's try another little dot on the cheek just to see how it layers. I mean, I remember it laying really, really well. It's kind of why I loved it. Why I'm excited about this is because this is what I love with foundations. I love that I can get this natural coverage, but then if I do want to do like a full glam look where I want the base to be completely like neutralized and evened out, then I can just add another layer of a foundation that I already know I love. Unless they've reformulated it, because like, to be perfectly honest, this color is what I remember it being. So maybe they've reformulated it since 2014 when I last used it. Okay, this is what I remember True Match being. I don't know what that other one was, but not this. I'm gonna get some of that onto that little brush that I was using earlier because I can see that not enough foundation has been applied here because that skin is quite light. I cannot tell you how excited I am to get my Botox done. I'm getting it done in a couple of days, I think. Oh my God. It's been so long, not really, but it's been worn off for a while. I swear it's the #1 thing that ages me is not having my forehead smoothed out. It just, makeup never looks good on my forehead when I don't have Botox. My eyes drawn straight to it, and granted I'm obviously hypercritical of my appearance because I stare at it all the time when I'm filming, so I notice all these things and most people probably wouldn't, but oh my God, I'm so excited. I was editing an old video that I forgot to upload the other day and I still had Botox and I was like, oh gosh, it looks so much better. So here's an up close and personal for you. See, I see myself from far away and I just see this big blank space and little eyes in the middle. That's what I don't like about the full coverage foundation these days. I don't even know how to use this these days. And then I guess just blend it out. Looking just for a different concealer other than the Hourglass one, because as much as I love it, I know it's like, I think I've just been using it, oh gosh, that's coming off weirdly. I think I've been using it so much because it's just the one that I'm used to using. And I'm sure there are many other ones that are just as good out there that aren't as expensive. Okay, this is not layering well. It's gone, can you see here? and kind of there. It's come off a little bit. Dip into the applicator. I think I'm being swept up in the feeling that I used to get when I was younger and did like a full glam, and how transformative it was and how you look like a different person and how fun that was. I think I'm getting caught up in that feeling, but when I do it, I'm like, this doesn't hit the same. It's not giving me the same vibes. Like, I look at that and I'm like, it's cool. It's fine. Oh, I'm at a crossroads. I'm not at home in my own home. I don't know what I'd do from here because like I try this product out and I'm like, oh my God, I love it. I love it. I need to get some brows on this face. This is killing me. I hate having my mascara on and no brows. I use this and I'm like, yeah, wonderful. I think where I went wrong, hold that thought, when I applied the second layer of foundation. I'm so sorry to my poor face for what I'm putting you through right now, but I'm going to demonstrate something. Do I look like fresher, or is it all in my head? You can be honest, but you have to be nice. That's like the rule for life. Okay, already prefer how this looks. Love how this is all matchy, but it's just not doing it for me. It's just too, it gives nothing. I'm just getting this little brush for reference. Everyone always asks me about my makeup brushes. I never give them any thought. Like, I don't have like a preference. They're basically all by Morphe with some Real Techniques. Like the two that I'm using here are Real Techniques, and this one's just the Morphe Y18. So do with that what you will. Okay, so we've brightened the inner corner bit. I might even just bring some down the side of my nose. I'm just gonna be selective about it, you know? I'm gonna target the areas that are a little bit more. You know what this reminds me of? I'll include a picture here, maybe 2016. I was doing a sponsorship for Charlotte Tilbury and I took before and after photos, and my before photos, it was just like a youthful, even, fresh complexion, everything. Like, I mean, I was like 10 years younger, so everything was a little bit more lifted. My face just looked bright, and this was before I had used the product. My face just looked bright, and like that's what I think now when I see my skin like this. Granted, this is with concealer on. It reminds me of that age, and I think maybe that's why it's reminding me of youthfulness. Whereas this, maybe it looks better when I'm younger because I have the fullness in the structure of my face and the lift that kind of makes me look younger just by default, so adding foundation on top of it doesn't really do anything. Whereas now that everything's gonna be moving south slowly by showing my skin, I feel like that somehow, but then how does that make me look more youthful? I don't understand. And I've been thinking recently, like, I hope people don't, I feel like my content recently has been a lot around my age and talking about aging, and I'm not trying to be one of those people that's obsessed with it, but it's just something that I'm actually going through in my personal life. Like, I'm just coming to terms with, you know, how I'm going to be changing up my routines and what products I'm going to be using now, and like what looks good and what doesn't look good. Like, I think that's really important to do as you get older, so that you're not stuck doing like a makeup look that you've done when you were like 10 years younger. That was fine then, it's fine now if that's what you like, but isn't actually like serving you, or it isn't giving what you want to give, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to be in that situation where I'm stuck doing something that I used to do just because it looked good then, but like face blindness, makeup blindness, it doesn't look that good anymore, you know? Let's get some brows on this face. I remember when I stopped wearing, I started skipping foundation in 2016, I think it was, and started doing this basically. I got compliments from my dad. Like, my dad never compliments on like my makeup or anything, but I think he just said like, you know, you look really nice or something, like just something. Obviously he didn't probably even know what it was. Even like one of Reese's older sisters that doesn't generally ever like give compliments on stuff like that, like isn't like a makeup girl or anything, so that I looked really nice in that same kind of way. Like, I don't know what's different, but it looks good type thing. I'm using a Lounge Face brow pencil. That's enough. I'm not gonna go any more than that because I don't want this to become like intense structured brow look. This is this side. I just need to like stay here for a minute and talk so you can see how this looks. I'm trying to see myself, can't help it. Let me look in a mirror. Oh my God. It's just night and day. And granted, I've got fake tan on my face still, so it's not like I have nothing on. That just looks like, it makes my face look too much like a white piece of paper. Obviously not white, like a beige piece of paper. It's just like, it's just nothing but a brow and an eye. Obviously I could add blush and then I'd add lipstick and all that kind of stuff, but then it's a full glam and I'm not even, I don't know. It always looks good on camera, and then I go out in the real world and I'm like, I see like how it looks in my car window and I'm like, I don't know. I'm at, as I said, a crossroads. So that's that side. That just looks so much better. That looks so much better. And I know people have an issue with my intense mascara. This is probably going to be that thing for me when I'm like 20 years older and people are saying like, ditch the mascara. No, not for now. I can pry it from my cold dead hands. I think because it just makes my, yeah, I love a dramatic lash. I love when I see other people have dramatic lashes. I think it's one of those things. If you don't do it yourself, you probably don't really like it. But if you do it yourself, you probably prefer it on other people as well. Okay, we tried 2 new products today and I was really, I'm trying to figure out like what I do with this information. I like this foundation. I was meant to take this side off and then do 1 layer on this side and then compare the 2. But I just got sucked into taking it all off and leaving it off and using concealer. I bought all these foundations and now I'm like, I'm sick of full coverage foundation. Next time I'm going to try just 1 layer of this, sheared out. I think that's the vibe. Unless I'm going for a full glam, I think I need to get used to not applying it so that it's a full coverage. Like, use a little bit sparingly. Use it to like even out your skin tone, but don't use it to cover your skin. Ooh, ooh, I'm onto something there. Yeah, even out, but don't cover. Even though obviously you're covering your skin, but you know what I mean. It's exciting. I'm on the precipice of an amazing revelation. Review of this. Love. Stunning. Oh my gosh, I just looked at the creasing on my under eyes. Holy crap. Can you see that? I need to go really close in. Hopefully it's focused. I can't see if it is. Can you see here how that's separated? Hopefully this is, yeah, there we go, you can see. Yeah. I've got to be fair, I didn't set this, I haven't set this yet, so maybe it wouldn't have creased as bad. Because in my smile lines, that's definitely creased more than the Color Stay did though. But that was also set with powder, so I can't really draw conclusions yet. Just looking at it from far away, like that's, yeah, I don't like how that looks. I think that the formulas don't play well together. I could try the Hourglass concealer, but again, I think it's just a little bit too heavy for what I'm looking for. Maybe that's why I'm looking for a new concealer other than the Hourglass one, because it's heavier than I need. I need a thumbnail. Let me do like a, so cringe. That was a fun video. I enjoy doing that. It's so much better to do it on this like longer format so I can actually like get all my thoughts out rather than just having like 2 minutes to share all my thoughts about a product that I've got many thoughts on. What do we think, guys? I think also you can get away. I don't know what a better term to describe that is, but makeup, heavier makeup looks different, or I'm really dancing around words right now, but it looks more flattering on younger skin. Because guess what, everyone? I'm 31. If you didn't already know, I'm getting older. And I'm trying makeup that makes me look better when I'm older. Oh my God, I'm a broken record. I think when you're younger, these concerns don't apply because your face is just different. You don't have, like the lines probably aren't as deep set. Maybe you don't have as many, I don't know. You don't look that much older if you haven't had a little like fillers and stuff. I think filler ages you a lot. But if you haven't had any filler and you're younger and you're wearing like a lot of makeup, I don't think it ages you that much, because you can still tell by your facial structure that you are younger. I don't really know if I'm making sense. I think it's just, I've just come to a point in my life where I'm appreciating, like, I like the look of bare skin. God, it's such a cliche getting older. Like, you see, like, when you were a teenager, seeing, like, it was so cringe, like, staying in on a Friday night, or like caring about a vacuum cleaner, or like wanting to garden, like, oh, lame. And now it's like, I couldn't think of anything I'd rather do more than stay at home, do nothing, and like look at my plants. Like, you know, it's just, and the same thing with getting older. It's like, oh my God, I like bare skin now. I'm such a natural beauty. Oh, like I am mentally one of the, and I say mentally because I'm not one of the women that actually leaves comments, which is so cringe, on younger girls. Like I watched like a young girl's video. I'm like, oh my God, you look so much better when you don't have like foundation on, or you look so much better without lip filler. I would be getting all those comments when I was that age, and I'd roll my eyes because I'm like, oh, whatever, old person. When you get to that age, it's like, no, like maybe that's that they think that because that's how they feel about themselves. And that's how they define beauty now, is like natural and understated. And I definitely see that with lip filler and like not getting lips done. Like, you know, that thought always crosses my mind, but I'm like, I think I like how it looks when it isn't, like I probably still got some left in my lips if I'm being honest, but like, yeah, most of it's gone. I think I've just grown to appreciate how everything looks when it's not as done up. This is gonna become a new staple. See, don't write off the drugstore brands. They may be daggy, but like, they're good. They've been around for 1 billion years for a reason. I'm gonna ask Reese what side he prefers. That side. Oh, that actually looks really nice. No, that side's better. Let's see.
Yeah. That side brings out your eyes more.
This side or this side?
That side. And the other side is more natural, which is probably more preferable for me.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
But the other side just makes your eyes more poppy.
Yeah. Interesting. So anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this one. Another one that I really enjoyed filming. And I'll hopefully see you guys next time. Bye everyone.